Okay, so I'm going to put it between, I think we did this last time, those kind of inner ankle bones, and then sort of walk my feet in. I don't really want the ball pushing my ankles out, but I want it to be sort of a supportive position. And then toes are straight forward and heels are back. And then I'm going to bend my knees and make sure that it's tracking with that third toe. So important, more important than you can even imagine. Okay. All right. So stand up and then inhale, arms up, reach, reach, reach. And then exhale, arms down by your side. When you're breathing and moving, think about those ribs lifting on the inhale, right? We're lifting, we're separating using those muscles. And then exhale, arms come down, those muscles relax down. Good. Inhale and sense of lift, right? Lift and then exhale, arms down. Let's do one more. Inhale, keep the arms up here, up there. Pull your belly in, tuck your tail, and then start to do your first roll down. Okay, water falling forward only as far as it feels good for you, sort of on this first little roll down. If you have really tight hamstrings, bend your knees because otherwise you're going to pull your back. And then just pause here and think about the back side of the body opening up and stretching, but you're keeping yourself stable by pulling that belly button in tight towards your spine. Shake your head out. Big inhale, exhale, and then roll back up to the top. I like to soften my knees when I roll back up. It just feels a little bit better to me, so feel free, to do that. And then exhale, rolling down. Really using that breath. Tuck your tail to get a little stretch on the lower back. And then coming all the way down, maybe to the floor, to your fingertips to the floor if you can. Big inhale, exhale, and then roll back up. Good. Last little reach to the ceiling. Lift your chest. Think of like a little upper back extension. And then eyes forward, exhale, arms down by your side. Good. Let's take the ball out and just set it to the side and go into some squats. Okay. So I'm going to go really wide with my feet. And when you go past your hips, you're going to have a natural turnout because that's just what our bones do, right? Your hip can only take so much in a parallel. And then I'm going to just bring my arms up to sit and maybe pause here for a second. And you can see me adjusting my feet because I'm, again, trying to get my knee tracked out over my toes. Yep. And then inhale, arms float down. Exhale and squat down. Try to get your butt in line with the knees, right? Deep squat. And then inhale, arms float down. Exhale, squat down. Good, you guys. And then inhale up. Now let's talk about pelvic floor, okay? Pelvic floor is those itty bitty muscles on the bottom side of our pelvis. Keep moving here, you guys. Inhale as you stand up, exhale as you lower, okay? The sits bone widen, right? And you want to lift that pelvic floor in and up, okay? The pelvic floor keeps things in and out, okay? So really important to initiate those muscles. Good, we're gonna squat and hold. So stay here, little pulses up and down an inch. Make sure those knees are over those toes. Good, for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, stand back up. Good, I see a little bit of leaning forward. When we're squatting, you wanna be sitting down like your back is almost on a wall, if that helps, okay? So let's squat down and hold. And 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, stand up. Good. Let's bring it just, yes. Okay. So the question was engaging the pelvic muscles. All right. So let's go back a little bit wide. So the best way, it's like a Kegel. Okay. If you don't know what a Kegel is, imagine when you have to go to the bathroom bed and you're holding it. I mean, that's just me being real in a situation. It's that squeeze, that deep squeeze of those muscles. So let's go back to the wide squat. Good question. Okay. And let's exhale and pause. Okay. see if you can think about drawing the heels in towards your center and see if you can kind of go in and up from those pelvic floor muscles. Okay. Is that a different sort of sensation happening? And then stand up. Let's just do one more. Exhale, right? Get into those low pelvic floor muscles to hold everything in, pull your belly in, and then stand up. Good. Hopefully that helps. Good question. Thanks for pointing that out. Yes. Yes. When you're widening your sit bones. Yeah. All right. So nice big stretch. Let's do toes forward. Take the right hand and you're just going to slide it down your leg as you stretch to the side. Inhale, exhale, lift up tall. Other hand slides down the leg to stretch up and over the opposite direction. Inhale up and exhale over. Good. Let's do one more on each side. That feels lovely. Good. And last time on the left. And back up to center. Good. Let's do our roll down to get down on the mat. I'm going to stand this way. You guys are fine however it feels good for you. Inhale, arms up, and then exhale, pulling the belly in, and we're rolling down. I want you to start to soften your knees a little so you can plant those hands flat. And then see if you can take 3 walks of your hand. So it's 1, 2, 3. Find your plank, okay? And you're pushing the floor away. And you're squeezing your glutes and you're in one long line. You know, when we're in these planks, you know, we're like squeeze here, squeeze there. Don't overdo it, right? You're just toning. Think about toning your body from head to foot, okay? And being more or less as gentle as you can be in this position. And then go ahead and slide one knee down underneath you and then the opposite knee into your all fours position. And let's add a little tail wag. So I'm going to take my tail to the right and I'm going to look at my tail if I can, and then look through center and back over to the left. Don't overthink this. This is supposed to feel good, everybody. This is just a tail wag. I feel like so often in Pilates, we're so concentrated on what we're doing. Good. Last time to the left. And back to center. We're going to do something that I have not done in this class before, but we are going to try to inhale and let your belly sag down towards the floor. So can you guys do that? It's actually really hard. And then exhale, pull it in really tight, pull it all the way in. And inhale, push the belly out. So I don't want you to do it from the hips, okay? I don't want you to do it from your pelvis. I want you to push your belly out and let it hang towards the floor. And then exhale, draw it in tight just by using your abdominals. Inhale, push your belly, let it hang towards the floor. Weird, right? And then exhale, draw it in as tight as you can. Keep going, you guys. This is a really, really good way to find those deep transverse abdominals that we work on, is to let your belly hang out and then pull it in as tight as you can go. Let's just do one more. Inhale out, exhale, pull it back in. Good. Now let's hold it in, right? We're going to start moving our arms and our legs. And in order to do that with stability, we have to be in those transverse abdominals. We're going to lift the right arm and the left leg. Try to keep the rest of you a table, right? We don't want to move the table. And then right arm, left leg comes down and we're switching over. So this is bird dog, right? And we're just switching back and forth, and try not to lift your hips. Both hip bones should be aimed towards the floor. Same with your shoulders, right? You're not opening up any joint. We're staying stable, neutral. Good. And only go as fast side to side as you can maintain that stability. Okay, so maybe you can go a little faster. That's great, but that means you need to stay really strong in your center. Inhale, exhale out. Good. Let's do one more on each side, and then we're going to add to it. Last time on the left. Pull it back in. Good. Now let's reach the right arm and left leg, and we're going to bend the elbow, bend the knee, round your back, pull it in, hold, and then reach it away. And then right hand, left knee goes down. Reach that left arm and right leg out. And then you're bending the elbow in, rounding your back, pulling the knee into your chest, lots of belly, right? And then sending the limbs away and back down to the mat. Keep going, you guys. Arms and legs out. Bend it in. Find this kind of stork position, if you will. And then back out and down. Right? You guys are breathing and you're moving from your belly. And if you're wavering a lot back and forth, just slow your exercise down, right? Last time on this side. Reach it away, set the limb down, and then set your tail down by your feet and stretch your arms out overhead. If that doesn't feel good, you can bring them to your side, but just stretching your hips and your low back and taking some nice deep breaths into that upper back. Good. And then cross your ankles and you're going to sit back and roll onto your back. Let's do some bridging and warm up the back side. Arms long by your side. Make sure your knees and feet are all lined up. Exhale, find that imprint, and then you're going to peel up into that articulated glute bridge. I like to refer to it as a glute bridge because if we are not pressed up high enough, we're not in the glutes as much as we want to be. We're hanging in our hamstrings. So really push through the feet and open up the front side of the body. Make sure that you're equal weight in both feet. And then you're going to soften your chest as high up on the spine as you can in this position. And then you're going to roll down, trying to hit every disc all the way down, reaching those knees in front. It should feel lovely. Inhale, back into that neutral, right? That pubic bone goes down and forward. And then exhale, rock it back in and roll up into that bridge. Finding that nice straight line. Holding here for a second to make sure you got all your bits in the right place. Reaching the knees away as you roll down through your back. Take your right outside of your ankle and put it on your left knee. And then take your right hand and kind of push the knee away. Right, so you're kind of getting, it's a piriformis stretch, a figure four stretch. And just find the stretch here for a second. And then we're going to plant that right hand back on the floor. And we're going to peel up in our bridge in this position. So you're peeling up. Try to keep the hips even. Notice how it might get more stretch as you go up. And I have to push my right knee down or reach it sort of away to keep this figure four position to get my hips as high as I want them. And then roll down through your back. Inhale in that neutral. Exhale, roll back up. Pause here, reach that knee down and away. Really stretching. And then roll down through your back. We're going to do one more and then we'll switch. And then soften the chest and roll down through your back. Good, switch. So plant that right foot, left outside of that ankle. first take the stretch, right? Find the stretch. So I'm using my left hand to kind of push that knee down and away, getting into that piriformis. And then I'm going to bring my hand down to the mat and I'm going to peel up into my bridge. Again, kind of pushing that knee down and away. And I'm really, really lifting through that right foot and glute, right? Keeping the hips up there. And then roll down through your back. 2 more. Inhale, exhale, and roll back up. And then slowly roll down. And last little bridge up. Make it a good one. Really find that stretch in the outside of the hip and the work in the right. And roll down through your back. Good. Just bring your feet back to the mat. Get your hips back to straight, and we're going into the 100. So arms up to the ceiling. Find the imprint. One knee to a tabletop and then the other. Curl the head up, arms reach long, and you're breathing in, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale. Pad those arms up and down, about 4 to 6 inches. And then, of course, you should feel your arms moving from the mid back. So I can sort of feel my scapula moving on the mat. And if you're curled up, you have to be curled up high enough where you can see your belly button, but not chin to chest. Good. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you want to go full 100, you can take those legs out, but you have to maintain that imprint. Good, you guys. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, exhale. You guys keep moving and breathing, looking into that belly button if you're curled up. Otherwise, you're hanging in the front of your neck. Good. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pretend like your arms are sticks. I see kind of flappy hands, flappy arms. I want stick straight arms. Really strong. Tone your arms and reach those fingertips away. Good. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Last 10. Inhale and exhale. And then you can pull your knees in for a stretch and bring your head down to the mat. You can rock your hips side to side. Massage that sacrum out. People are taking their sweatshirts off. This is a good sign. And then just keep your hands on your knees to rock up to a seated position. Just kind of rock and roll up. Yep. No science to it. Just literally roll it up to the top. Good. Let's take our balls for roll down. So you're wanting to find those sit bones, right? Because you're kind of rooting through the sit bones to sit up really straight. So if your hamstrings are tight, bend your knees because I truly want you in a very tall position, if you will. All right. So inhaling at the top and exhale, I'm going to find that deep scoop of my belly without losing the length, right? So I'm finding that really deep scoop. I'm hitting low back, mid back, upper back, head, reaching the ball overhead, but I have to keep my ribs down and then back up to the ceiling. Find that low hundreds position, that imprint, and then peeling back up, reaching over the toes, and then stack back up, right? You want to tone your arms into the ball, but everybody go like this. So you're toning into the ball. Now shift the shoulders back. Okay, see if you can stay there, okay? Because I saw a little bit of this business going on. Okay, so you want to stay a little protracted. Good, and then you're peeling down. Nice and slow with stability, reaching overhead, back up to peel up. I make it sound easy. This is not easy. I'll show you a version that helps to come back up, okay? After you stretch overhead, even if you have the ball, you can bend one of the knees in. And you're kind of still finding that imprint to peel back up to the top, okay? So do it with stability. And then, of course, if you're doing that, switch your legs, right? Good. Let's just pause and reach towards your toes and stretch the backside. Of course, you're pulling your belly button back to support that spine. Relax your shoulders. And then stack back up. Nice, you guys. Pick up that seat. Actually, let's make that an exercise. So start to point your toes in front. Can you guys see what I'm doing over here? And I want you to, fingertips or hands, doesn't matter. See if you can just pick yourself up a little bit off the mat and push into those triceps. And hold. Push it away. And then slowly set your tail down. I can't do it because of my shoulder yet. I guess I could try to show you guys. If you want to, you can kind of extend the legs out and come into more of a reverse plank, really pressing up and then peeling down. But I'm going to show this modified version because this is what I can do with stability today. Yep, so I'm just going to pick my tail up, push into the heels of my hands, and I'm working those shoulders and those triceps, and then set your tail back down. Good. Inhale. Exhale, peel that pelvis up, push into your feet. So you should feel sort of the back sides of your legs working at the same time. And then peel back down. Let's do one more. This is an opportunity to open that collarbone, right? Really nice wide chest. And then slowly set yourself down. Nice, you guys. And now we're going to do it just to bring your tail to your feet. Bring your seat to your feet. For rolling like a ball. Grab low on that ankle or behind the knees, okay? Whatever works for you. And then I'm finding that balance point right behind my sit bones. And then you're going to roll back to come up and balance. Right? Nice, smooth roll. I can't talk when I'm rolling back. Nice, smooth roll. Low back, mid back, right back up. Never rolling on to the shoulders or the head or the neck. It's low belly, upper belly, back up balance. Good, yep. I always say, imagine the bottom of a rocking horse or a rocking chair, and it's a nice, smooth little roll. And it all comes from the belly. You don't change your ball-like form the whole time. Good, last one, you guys. Plant those feet, pick up your seat, bring it back to the middle of the mat and set it down. Let's do some spine stretch forward. Find those sit bones again. You're sitting up nice and straight. Let's use the ball. So I'm going to put it on the floor and I'm going to push into it to lift my chest tall. Inhale. And then exhale, I'm rolling the ball forward as I'm sort of pulling my belly back to reach my low back, right? The opposite direction. And then inhale, back up, push into the ball, find that lift. Exhale, round and stretch forward. And then inhale, stack back up. Pushing into the ball to find that lift. And then roll it back out. Good, inhale, stack back up. Let's do one more. Nice big stretch. And then exhale, rolling the ball forward. When I get out to this position, I sort of try to push down into the ball just a little bit, find a little bit more traction and stretch. And then inhale, roll that ball back in. Find that length one more time. Set the ball to the side for saw. We're going to do something a little bit different. Keep the legs apart. So I'm going to have you guys kind of roll back and reach out. So you're sort of rolling back in a twist. And then you're going to curl forward and saw that toe off and stretch back. Try to keep your hips down, right? And if your hip flexors are feeling it, remember to push your knees down and squeeze your glutes. And then stack back up in that twist. We're going to go back to center. Roll back first, tuck your tail, then open up, then saw that toe off and stretch forward, reach back. And then come up in the twist, back to center, roll back. I don't want you guys to ever get bored with normal versions of things, right? And then saw that toe off and stretch. Step back up, back to center, curl down, open the chest, keep the hips where they're supposed to be. Reach the arm forward, saw that toe off, find that nice twist stretch. Stack back up, back to center. This is fun. Let's do one more on each side. So roll back, open up, stretch forward, stack up, find center. Last time to the left. Reach forward. Find that nice stretch. Let those hip flexors go. Stack back up. Back to center. Nice job, you guys. We haven't done the ab series in a while. And I know you guys missed it. So bring that right knee in with the jokes, So roll back with stability for single leg stretch. So you're really pulling that knee in and really reaching that opposite leg away. And it's a little inhale, exhale, exhale. Good. You guys can do this with your head down. And if you do, then I just want those legs to come a little bit higher so that you're not pulling on the back. Okay? That's the rule. Last set, you guys. Little inhale, exhale, exhale. Double leg stretch. Hug those knees in tight, hands on the shins. Arms and legs go out. Exhale, arms swing around, hug those knees back in. Good. Inhale, exhale, out and around. Try not to lower the chest as the arms come up. You're framing your face with your arms. Last one. Good. Right leg up, left leg low for scissors. You can grab on the ankle or behind the thigh. And then you're switching. It's a stretch and a switch. A little pull, pull, and switch. Find that stretch behind your legs. See if you can get your legs straight. And then reaching that opposite leg away. Good. Last time on the left. Feet up to the ceiling, hands behind the head. Double leg, lower lift. Exhale, legs down. Inhale, legs up. Make sure the belly's not pushing out when you're coming down. Protect that low back. Last two. Last one. Good. Bend the knees, plant those feet. We're going to do a little bit different version for crisscross. So I'm going to take my left hand behind my head for support, and my right arm is reaching long by my side. I'm going to curl up, and then I'm going to reach my right rib to my hip and reach, you know what I mean? You're reaching for your ankle with that arm, and then back to the middle. So it should be that internal and external oblique on that side. I can really feel this. Hopefully you can too. Don't pull with your neck, and you're looking towards the ceiling, and all you're doing is you're not curling, you're curled up a little, but you're actually just moving laterally. You're just tipping to the side. You're not curling your head front. Last two. Let's hold that last one. Hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it. Back to center and down. Now right hand behind the head. Okay, your left arm is long. You're going to curl up Lift the arm up and then you're tipping to that left. You're taking that left rib to hip. Inhale, center. Exhale, reach. This is a small movement, but in my opinion, it's very effective. And it's nice because you're not hurting your neck. Good, you guys. Last two. Last one. Hold. Really draw the rib to the hip. Back to center. And then slowly bring your head down. Take your knees out to the side and connect the bottoms of your feet. So squeeze the soles of your feet together and then let the knees come really wide. When I did that, I noticed that my back sort of popped up. Just make sure that it doesn't pop up a bunch because it could be pulling on your back. And then bring those arms straight out to your side. Okay, so you're just in this really wide sort of position with the legs and the arms. And then keeping your arms on the floor, I want you to curl your fingers in towards your wrist. Try to really reach that middle finger towards the wrist. I'm going to stand up so I can make sure you guys are doing that right. You should feel a stretch on the top of your wrist and your forearm. So for those of you online, if your arms are straight back, you're kind of cupping in towards the middle. Yep. Try to keep your whole arm on the mat, though. You're just lifting that wrist. Now flip palm to the floor. Same idea. Keep your wrist down, but pull your fingertips up. Okay, well, I'm getting a stretch and I'm standing up doing this. So do you guys feel that stretch? Yep. Soften your shoulders. Okay. Nice deep breaths. See if you can find a little release. Good. Flip palms to the ceiling. Pull those fingertips in towards your wrists. The harder you pull, the more stretch on that top of the wrist and forearm you're going to get. Unless you do this a lot, you might not feel it as much. Good. Flip palms to the floor and then lift those fingertips up. Soften your shoulders. Sometimes this can be really painful. One more deep breath. Good. And then shake those arms out. Bring the knees back to center. And then you guys can roll onto your stomachs for some prone work. I like to use the ball. It gives me a little bit of room for my shoulder, but you do not have to use it, okay? I find it to be very supportive, especially if you have some mobility stuff going on in your arms or shoulder. So the ball is going to go on my sternum, okay? And let's start with the arms more in like this cactus. We kind of start here often. This is one of my favorite places to start. And then cactus arms or goalpost arms. And then, of course, I'm sort of walking my legs back, reaching them as long as I can, right? So I can feel sort of the nice open part of my hip. And then I'm lifting my belly button away from the floor, okay? And then in order to do that, I sort of have to activate through my legs, which is what we're supposed to do anyway. So swan. So I'm going to reach through the crown of my head first. So I'm really lengthening toe to head. And then I'm going to peel up. Just using those upper back and deep neck extensor muscles. And then I'm going to exhale and peel back down. Notice I did not come very high on that first one. I feel like it's something that we need to build up to. Okay, so you're inhaling. And then think about both sides of your extensors. I have to really put a lot of thought into my left side. And now maybe this time you can come a little bit higher. And then, yep. So sometimes it helps. You can traction a little bit with your arms to get into it. But then the idea is to be able to hold it, right, without really using your arms. And then exhale, peel down. So Tom's question was, should we be using our arms or not? And I say, if you feel like you need the support to sort of get up kind of into this position to get those extensors working, then do it and then sort of see if you can like keep the lift without using your arms and your hands. And then exhale, peel down. Let's do 2 more. You should really try to feel we have muscles that run on the left and right side of our spine. And so I'm trying to make sure I can feel both sets, both on the left and the right. And this is not a lower back exercise. This is an upper back and back of the neck exercise. Good. Let's just do 1 more, I think I said. I've never met a Pilates teacher that can actually count, so. And then peel back down. Good, you guys. I'm going to take the ball out because I'm going to add some leg stuff and it allows me a little bit more room to work. I'm going to keep my hands where they are for right now. So I'm going to reach my right leg back as far as I can and then lift it up. Now I'm not lifting my hips. My hips are still equally weighted. I'm purely lifting my leg as high as it can go. And then I'm going to lower it down. And then I'm reaching with that left leg and lifting it up. Notice it is not, it should be a glute, hamstring, calf. And then lower down. Keep working back and forth, really reaching the toe first, then lifting the leg up long. Imagine you're growing an inch every time, right? Try not to waggle the hips back and forth. So keep that belly lifted. Work on that leg extension, you guys. We sit so often, we're so crimped in that front hip flexor. Really work on opening that hip flexor in the front. Nice straight leg. A good way to know if your leg is straight or not. So flex your feet and put your toes on the mat. And then lengthen your legs. Now lift the leg up and lower it. Does that help you guys? Because a lot of times we think that we're straightening our leg out, but we're not. So if you use your toes in the mat and then lengthen through the leg and then lift, then you know that your leg is really, truly straight. Good. Last time on the left. Good. Let's lift one leg, keep it up. Lift the other leg, keep it up. Now use those upper back and neck muscles. And can you lift the hands in the upper back up? Kind of like you're just floating here. Your pelvis is down and equal. Your belly button is way in and up. Okay, chin is a little tucked. And then set your shape down. And then we're going back up. So first one leg, then the other. Then lift the arms and have the upper back up. And then lower down. Let's do that one more time. Lift one leg up, other leg up, belly buttons in, and then we're lifting the upper part of our body. Really hold and reach and lift, you guys. And then exhale all the way down. Nice. All right. Let's prop ourselves up on our forearms. Little lift of the chest for a single leg kick. So it's bending the right knee, flex, point, down. Bend the left knee, flex, point, down. So you're trying not to move your hips back and forth. I have to work really hard to do this. Good. Everyone push into your elbows and lift your chest. Yep. Good. Last time on the left. Good. And then go ahead, lean into those elbows and bring your shape back into that resting position, opening up the back. See if you can puff your back up towards the ceiling with your inhale so that you know that you're stretching out all those little intercostals between the ribs I keep talking about. Really use those breathing muscles. Walk those hands to your left and take your hips to your right, opening up the right side of your body. And then walk the hands to the opposite side and open up the left. Good, and then back to center for side legs. So rolling onto your side. Maybe I'll lay down this time. So usually I've been propping with the ball, but I'm going to lay all the way down and see how that goes. So find your nice straight line. So line up with the back of your mat. That's just a really good reference to know that you're in a straight line, is lining up with the back of your mat. Okay. So you're going to stack those legs up, right? So those inner ankle bones should be touching right away. And that's how you know you're lifting your waist, right? And then you have a space here, called a little mouse house. Okay, so you're going to bring the legs up a little more forward, and then the bottom one plants with the flex, top one hovers. Let's do a soft point, and then you're lifting and lowering in a parallel. If you're lifting your leg too high, you're going to externally rotate, and we're just working in a parallel for now. So see if you can keep that kneecap front, soft shoulders. I'm sort of using the fingertips on this hand to help stabilize. And of course, your waist is lifted in and up. Good. Kick it front, point, pull it back. Flex, kick it front, point, pull it back. I need to put my hand on my hip for this one. I feel like sometimes I roll my hip back to come back, and I do not want to do that because then it's taking away from that extension, right? That hip extension. Last one. Good. Now internally rotate, tap in front, lift. Externally rotate, tap in back, lift. Good. Internal, front, external, in the back. Good. Last one, you guys. Just rolling that bone in the hip, right? Good. Bring it up. Let's do some big circles. So you're going to kick it front, up, and back. So now it will externally rotate, right? Naturally, because you're kicking it up a little higher. And you'll notice that your waist might imprint a little, and that's okay too. You're just getting a little bit more range. Pause and reverse. Was that 4, you guys? Did we do 4? Okay, good. Last 2. And up and over. Good. Bend that knee and plant that foot, and that bottom leg straightens out more with your body. Nice flex on the foot, and then you're lifting and lowering, trying to reach the bottom of the foot for the opposite side of the room. Find that length, and then you'll find that inner thigh if you were having trouble feeling it before, which is doubtful. Good. Hold it up there. Circles. 6 and 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reverse and 6, 5, 4. Soft shoulders, you guys. 3, 2, 1. Let's join the legs together. Okay. And then start to press through that arm on the floor. And you're going to lift up into like a banana pose. Okay. And then slowly lower down. And then inhale, exhale, lift. Drawing that rib to hip. And then down. Relax your head and neck and shoulders, you guys. Make those obliques work. This is like a side sit up. Good. All the way down. Nice job. And then let's turn over for the other side. And my thing fell off, so you guys just turn over here. Oh my gosh. Find that nice straight line, right, from head to toe. Thank you. Lining up with the back side of your mat. That's how you know you're straight. Oh, my poor shoulder. Legs stacked. Okay. You're going to lift the legs up, bring them more forward. Bottom one plants with that flex. Top one is in a parallel to lift and lower. Don't lose that little spot underneath your waist. Okay, and you're reaching that leg long and you're looking straight out in front. You guys don't have to look at your leg. I use the bottom leg to push down to lift that top one up as far as it'll go. Good. Hold it up there. Flex, kick it forward. Point, pull it back. Flex, kick it forward. Point, pull it back. This is the one where I have to work really hard not to tip my hip to get it to work. We're all working on stuff, right? I don't even hear people breathing. It's eerily quiet in here. Tom, breathe. Last one, kick it forward, point, pull it back. Internally rotate, tap in front. Externally rotate, tap that heel. This one just kills, burns, tap, lift, heel. So good for the hips though. Let your neck go, everybody. Good. Circles, forward, up and back. I know that your hip hurts, but try to send it really high. Last circle for each direction. Pause at the back, kick back up and forward. Last one. Yay. Bend the knee, plant the foot. That bottom leg goes straight, and then you're lifting and lowering. Keep reaching the bottom of that foot across the room. Find length. And then you're holding it up there for circles. 6, 5. Don't use your foot to do it. Keep your foot still. If you use your foot, you're taken away. And then pause and reverse. Soft shoulders. Keep lifting your belly up. 3, 2, 1. Bring your legs together. Keep them lifted. This will be interesting. So you're going to push through that bottom arm and lift up. And then slowly lower down. Inhale. Exhale, lift. Definitely not coming high on this side. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Think rib to hip. And down. Good. 3 more. Inhale. Exhale and lift, lift, lift. Inhale, down. Exhale. Good. 1 more. And back all the way down. Nice, you guys. And then let's turn over. Flip your toes under and see if you can press up into a plank. Nobody laughed, so that's a good sign. Keep pushing that floor away. Remember what I talked about, toning. Don't hang your head. Okay. The gaze should be right out in front. Now lift the hips a little and see if you can step that right foot in underneath you. Kind of walk it in between the hands and then set the back knee down, finding a stretch. Okay, in sort of that hip flexor quad. Okay, it should feel pretty good. Obviously, the more you lean forward and open up that hip flexor, the more you're going to feel. Now lengthen through that right leg. You kind of sit your hips back, walk your hands if you need to, for a hamstring stretch. So I'm trying to keep my back more or less as flat as I can. Okay, I'm not just like letting everything hang out, right? It should be nice and supported. If you need extra hamstring stretch here, you can lift your toes and pull your toes towards your knees to get more stretch in the back side of the leg. Walk the hands forward, bend that knee towards your toes, opening up that hip flexor again. Let's do one last time back. Walk those hands back, find that hamstring. Crazy how tight that hamstring gets, huh? Good. Now just bend that right knee and then get that left foot out in front. Probably walk it more forward, right? And then you're going to bend that knee towards the toe and open up that right hip flexor and quad. Whew. One side's always tighter than the other. Wow. And then push through that left foot, lengthen that left leg, find that hip flex or the hamstring. What are we talking about here? And again, if you need to do more hamstring, lift those toes up, flex the foot. Good. One more time, shifting forward. Breathing and lengthening, right? Through those darn hip flexor muscles that tend to be so tight in that quad. Good. Stretch back one more time. Relax those shoulders, you guys. We're stretching. Good. And then walk back forward. Let's face each other. Just kneeling real quick. Let's just do one more side stretch before we go. Sliding one hand down as the other arm comes up. So remember, it's not a lean, right? I'm not doing that. Okay, I'm trying to keep my hips stacked. So it's like you're tipping the ribs rather than reaching the hips and contorting your back and your pelvis. Good. Windmill the arms the opposite direction. Same thing. One side goes up, one side goes down. I feel like it's a Dr. Seuss book of some sort. One more time each way, you guys. Flow through it. Use your breath, right? It'll help. Good. Inhale up, opposite side. And back to center. Good. We have to get back up to standing. We won't do what I did last time. Let's try something else. Maybe it'll be more fun. So last time I did the seal thing where you clap, 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 it was too much. So this time, let's just kind of do our rolling like a ball. So, of course, if you can't not use your arms to come up, maybe use your fingertips, right? So it's just like working on being able to get on and off the floor without having to really, with using more of your leg strength than always just leaning into your shoulders and your arms. Okay. So just sort of using and maybe you need to roll back and forth a couple times to get a really good roll. Okay. So you can even kind of toss your legs. Just don't roll on your neck or your head, right? And then when you're ready, see if you can stand up without using your arms. Kind of fun, right? And different. And even if you have to use your fingertips to help stand up, you know what I mean?